Once you got access to this repository, you can have access to this code. In this code, you can see there were 3 branches. What are my? Once you got any repository access, we can do 2 things. Either if you want to see the code directly, you can use the web IDE, or like if you want to download, you can do zip or anything. But if you want to use daily like thing, you can clone it. As I told, there are 2 options, SSH and HTTPS. You can click on this option, then it will copy the URL. First, for cloning locally, if you open the command prompt, you need to have first installed the Git. If you install the Git, you can use it. Git is very simple. If you have not installed, if you do Git for Windows, so it will show the Git for Windows, and it's a next installation. You can choose any options, just one restart if needed, that's it. So once Git is there, you can decide. Let's say you have decided somewhere to do in a directory, maybe like somewhere you want to do. It has a place to do. Say like in the C, Python, AWS is one thing where you want to do. But one thing you need to aware is like never place any white spaces in your folder names. That is not a good for a developers. It's not a good. So generally, like so we can go to the terminal. Say like documents. In documents, maybe someplace you want to do git clone. What are the command is there? Then it will clone. First, during the clone initial phase, it will ask like this: hey, can you sign in the browser? Or you can give the token or anything. If you just give an authentication, authorize, it will create the token and store locally. So next time onwards, you need not give. So now it has given. If you see CD to Python for engineering. Now, did you see that his code is there? If it is Windows, you do dir, you can see the list of files are there. By default, I told main is the only branch. That's why we need to do git checkout -b to develop. If you go to develop, you can switch to the develop. Now, if I do like dir, did you see again the same thing? Now, if I do git full origin develop, I will give a list of all these document commands. Every day you need to do the same thing. And you see you got the code. Now he need to open this code here. The moment you open VS Code installed, it comes with a shortkey. If I do code space dot, it will open the VS Code directly in the directory. So maybe later you can do. Sure. You see, your code is coming directly, right? But why the today's code is not coming? Because I didn't yet give the pull request to approve and merge, right? I will give after this class, and you can see.
Is it directly going into the Visual Studio, or we are opening it by ourselves, Visual Studio?
Visual Studio is an editor where you see the things. That's it. Whatever is there in your system only you can see in Visual Studio.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to check out, like just now I push it, right? If you do like git pull origin develop was done. Now I will give a pull request and I pass on to this one. So every time the same thing. So you need to have a list of 3 statements. I think this one, right? Yeah, or 6. Yeah, okay. So first thing is git clone. Git clone. What are the repositories there? The repository is there, right? Git clone. After git cloning, so we need to go to the directory cd python for data engineering. We need to go to the directory. Then git checkout -b develop. Means first time you are going to the develop branch. Then you are pulling git pull origin develop. If you want to create your own branch, you can do. So every time you can create. If you want to create your own branch, git checkout -b Zinil, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. So that's it. Will be. Then wherever you can create your own branch, and then you do git pull origin. So develop. I think this is a better way. Instead of checking out to develop, this is a good way. You will never even try to push to develop. So these 4 statements you do. Hope it's clear. Every day what you need to do, this is the only command you do daily. Git pull origin develop, git pull origin develop, like that. So whoever your name, you create your own branch like that. You will not push the code to the branch because you are just a viewers. I didn't give you an option as a developer. So you can down the line create your own repository afterwards. Hope it's clear, these 4 statements.
Yeah.
Any doubt till now? So now I came to Uday branch. Just now I pushed the code, right? I came to my branch and I'm giving a merge request. So merge request I'm creating. From Uday branch to main branch? No, I want to change. Where I want to go? From Uday branch to develop branch. To develop branch, if I give, it will do a compare branches and continue. So it will say, you can see now from Uday branch to develop branch, I'm giving a merge request and you can write anything. So what all things we have discussed today is about the introduction. So introduction, and we have discussed about identifiers. So built-in functions. So functions, identifiers, semicolon, and like operator, paid guidelines, like that. I wrote some things. So after doing it, if you want to assign or something, it's fine. Then like these are not needed. Just I do. Do you want to delete this branch after doing? No, that is specifically. And create merge request. If I do create merge request, a request will be happening. So then after that, people will review. I can assign to some people for approvals. So once they're approving, the just merging will happen. So security scan also completed, and you can see the results of the security scan. So if something is violating or anything, then based upon that, you can merge. That is how in daily happens. Now, if I do a merge request, it will merge. Now, again, if I go to the repository, you see, in the main branch, still coding is nothing. If I go to the develop branch, did you see whatever today's code, whatever I had added? So all the files were there, right? Now, going back to his code and sharing. After pushing the code to this thing, now again, if you go to the branch, command prompt, and do the previous statement, you will notice. So the previous statement is what? Git pull origin develop. Means, hey, I want to get the code from the develop branch. Whose origin means develop branch. See, today's files, what are we have added, everything came. Now if we see in the same thing in a VS code, did you see all files are there now? So that's the point. Hope it's clear. If you want to just download, first go to this repository. After going, change this to the develop branch. By default, it will be the main branch. You need to go to develop branch and then click on this download. Then if you say specify the format, say zip, it will download like a zip. If you go here, you will notice that it will say like Python for data engineering, the repository name, and which branch from which you are downloading. And if you open that, it will have all the files which are part of that develop branch.